Ros with this lovely horse who she absolutely adores, I think.
Yeah.
She was actually faster, wasn't she?
I think she was, yeah, she was further away from the optimum time, which is how it's decided. But 26.2 was her dressage score, and she finished on it. Here at Badminton last year, she finished on her dressage score, and on that day it was a 26.0 for second place.
Lovely start. Very solid. Looks very relaxed, happy. Wowzer. Good score. Ros is such a cool competitor. She's such a professional. She rides so well. I always think she looks amazingly elegant and long, considering how small she is.
And how huge most of her horses are.
Yeah, I mean, this is a sort of normal-ish size horse, 16.2, but I mean, Ros is tiny, but she always looks so elegant in the dressage. He looks so lovely in his outline and the contact, expression in his paces. She's getting serious scores here.
You know, and this, to be able to get 8.59 for the shoulder in when it is so short in this test, you've got to be into it at high quality so quickly. You know, I think a lot of riders feel that they've ridden a good shoulder in this test, but actually when they go back and look at it, oh, I rode a good shoulder in at one point.
Yeah, and it's got to be the consistency. So not such a good halt there, unfortunately, but she's had such good scores so far. She's still got sevens.
In a way, they'd have to give her a mark back for the accuracy because she stayed on the outside track.
Yeah.
It's just good in the camera selection there that we just saw, you know, her moving up into, back down from the medium.
So
and just
accurate.
that side view also of when she did have the frame extended too.
Flying change just showing a little bit of tension. So she got fantastic marks for the medium and then just dropped a little bit in the change, right? Just a little bit of tension there. And she really went for it in that extended canter, and the transition back was brilliant. Again, just a little bit of tension in the change. He's still a relatively young horse though, isn't he? He's only 11, isn't he? 11? Yeah. Most horses don't even make it to 5 star till they're 11, and Walter has already been second at Badminton. So he's and done a championship, a world championship. So there'll be still more to come from him on the flat, which is quite frightening, really, isn't it? That was a good change. Little bit of tension there, but a good change. This is going to be leading, I would have said, wouldn't you? I think. We're going to take bets. Ros is smiling.
I'm always losing money whenever I bet on this sort of thing, so no.
Amazing halt at the end.
Number 3 on this 11-year-old for the 2018 World Champion. Of course, that was with All-Star B. First part.
We've seen some young horses go around this course really well, and even though this horse is only an 11-year-old, he's done so much in his 11 years, and just by his form of what he's done, it just shows he has a great brain, and Ros will be very thorough with her training, and you can see how wide that log pile is. You know, poor old Kitty Kin was caught out there where the horse just slightly misjudged it, and Ros focused. She's such a down-to-earth, fabulous competitor, but really grounded and just absolutely doesn't leave any stone unturned.
Yeah.
Gemma coming into the corral here.
Yeah, so I walked this on 6 strides in the middle. It's been doing 6 or 7. Ros beautiful there on 6, both on very slight angle. That was very controlled and beautifully ridden.
Well, and again, it's going to be a close look on time, and quick math says 51 seconds over, she could still be in the lead for this one, and again, we sort of thrown the book out.
You gently encourage her along, and then I'd have to give her a little breather and back off her, and then she'd feel good again. I'd have to gently push her along and just encourage her quietly, and I think it's really important to listen to your horses.
Tina, she has a little look at the watch. Here as we come to the water. Down that way.
We've got that massive triple bar. I mean, look, this is a classy horse, as with Ros, but you have to think in these conditions as well that Ros would weigh probably about 7 stone, 8 stone maybe. So this horse is carrying a lot less weight if you're looking at racing terms when you're talking about pounds here and there. So if anyone's going to be galloping at the end of the course, you'd like to think it's this combination. So this is absolutely her chance as well. Obviously, she's got to jump the fences, but he'll be fit and is carrying a few pounds less than anybody else. So watch this space.
Absolutely, owned by Michelle Saul. And Lordships Graffalo, 11-year-old now, by Birkhoff's Grafenstolz. And Gemma, what have you made of this horse? We saw them in action last year, finished so brilliantly.
I think this is actually my favourite event horse on the circuit at the moment. He is fantastic, and Ros has got such a partnership with him and such a belief in him. Whoopsie. But he's just so unfazed by life. She says that he just goes through life saying, okay, what's next? I know that she absolutely adores him.
And you can just see the way the horse is galloping there. He really covers the ground. He finds galloping very easy, and that is just such a bonus when you're coming to this sort of around this sort of course. Yeah, and then nice. Clever on his feet there, but it's the galloping in between the fences on these sort of blood type horses. Gemma and I have ridden many a thoroughbred round here, and God, it just makes your life so much easier. And this horse is travelling very much within himself.
Not looking far off target either over the footbridge. Well, just a touch over, and looking good for them so far time-wise as they come up to the light source BP Ponds.
Yeah, very nice, very economical.
At the Mars M's.
She just looked there like she was actually saying to him, just steady.
Yeah.
And he just looks full of running, having galloped up the hill from the bottom there, which is really tough going. It's tough going through those trees. It's quite holding, and this horse has come out on top of this ground here by the house, looking absolutely unbelievable.
And it's the move away from those fences as well, Tina.
Oh yeah, I was just getting excited just watching that because that's just a feeling that you want on a badminton horse. And wow, look at that. I mean, it was sharp in front, it let go behind. She says go, it goes. Regardless of whether it's carrying, a nice lightweight girl on top, it's a class machine. Let's see how she goes. She is able to go round. She's got the time in hand, and she can make a proper turn to this corner to ride on. Yeah, perfect. Super. From Ros's point of view, she came inside the tree. She gave the horse time to assess that fence, which Gemma hasn't actually jumped that well.
No, I really didn't like that fence from the beginning of the week. That was it was the worst fence for me on the course. I was dreading riding it, and to be honest with you, I did go round.
And she's looking good for time at the moment as well. It's probably about 30-35 over, but that would still be enough to steer at the top. She said to me earlier when she was walking, of course, that's the route she was going to go with both of them. Most people have gone.
It'll be interesting to pick him up when he gets to the lake, how he's going.
Ros Canter at the Brewers Drays at those big parallels.
Yeah, that'll be a good feeling from Ros as she made that turn.
Look
she
at him
saw
gallop.
that stride. Yeah, that will be like, now she's into
Come
the
on,
red.
Rosie.
Through the trees to the Rolex log
Under
in
the
sight
shadow.
of home.
Yeah,
and look at that time. Looking good.
Come
it
on,
looks
Ros.
like she's going to keep it in the lead as she goes. Just that final fence to come. Ros Canter, second last year, is still full of running up to the finish. There is some horse, some ride. We said it's going to be about 30. It looks like it. It's going to be 29 over 33.7 she finishes on. So she stays in the lead for Ros Canter and Lordships Graffalo. That, Tina, is some accomplishment.
Oh, goodness me, what a fabulous round. No wonder she's pointing at the horse. You know, Ros doesn't always show a lot of emotion, but she is super proud of this horse, and we're super proud of her. She's given it a peach of a ride, and what a class tool he is, and so wonderful for the British crowd to see this combination.
Ros Canter, second here last year for this one by Grafenstolz. 33.7 is the score. And we go back to Ballamore Class's score of 50.3. So she's got a large margin in hand. She's got more than 16 penalties, so more than 4 down. So if she has 4 down, she would still be the winner. And this, as it's turned out, we were already talking about one of the largest winning margins, even if Austin and Ros had jumped clear since Mickey Young took victory here at Badminton. But actually, if she jumps clear and ends up with a more than 16-point advantage, that is going to be incredible. It might be a record 5-star winning margin. Anyway, Walter and Ros still have to do the deal, and they rattle one of those water trays.
Such a beautiful display that she put on yesterday with both horses across the country. That concentration on his face.
I think the thing that's so easy to forget as well is this horse's age. He is only 11 now, second at Badminton 12 months ago, fourth at the World Championship, actually on exactly the same score as the eventual individual bronze medalist. And again, it was the tie-break rules went in the way of Tim Price. Time penalties coming into play. It's not going to be the clean sheet, but that doesn't matter. She had so much in hand. It was an easy romp to victory for a horse that we expected to be a good show jumper here. Lordships Graffalo, Ros Canter,